The mic was on this whole time. Greetings and salutations and welcome once again to the Capeless Crusaders.
Do the intro song or just
now?
Okay.
Just like the epic intro.
Okay.
Not like we weren't like I wasn't explaining chaos magic to you in the left hand and the right hand path and everyone. Yeah. It's just like, well, that's really interesting, really David. Tell me more about magic. My name is David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms, back from her distant travels to a magical land of Texas.
Texas.
Yeah. We both think of Ragnarok.
Texas, yes. This is Amy. I'm hopefully still here. You can find me at IJNewRobot on all the social media, and
yep, you're still here.
I don't know. My atoms may be moving in different directions. I haven't decided yet. I'm tired. So brace yourselves, because this is going to get weird. But passing it over the curly one's hair. To that.
This is Manderson at Son of Mander on Instagram and Twitter, but
currently believes in an open relationship with multiple people.
Whoa.
I swung the other way.
Yeah, you did.
Yay!
What she's saying with your open relationship.
That was probably my favorite text that we got this week. Do you know what the other text I got was from one of our sponsors? Ben over at Empire's Comics Vault. Located 1120 Fulton Avenue.
I thought it was our Pakistani sponsor.
Oh, he hasn't talked to me yet.
I still can't figure out what that beer is. Anyway, Empire's Comics Vault. And our other sponsor, Beard Balm Brush.
Hey, guys.
Use the code CAPELESS, get 15% off your wonderful Beard Balm Brush.
Your beard is looking like righteous, bro.
I know.
Getting that
so
Hagrid power.
Good.
Oh, you dropping
Can I bet it?
I know. That's why I'm waiting and holding my chin. Because you can still hear us when we're dropping frames. You just can't see us. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, hi. We are the Capeless Crusaders, your number one podcast for anything supposedly, allegedly, rumored to be podcast, comic related things. We're at thecapelesscrusaders.com. That is our home on the internet.
That way.
For a couple more weeks until I figure out how to re-up it. But you can find there all of our social media accounts, our Twitch, our YouTube, so on and so forth. Hello, welcome. If you're in the chat room.
Hi.
Sup, chat.
If you're on YouTube after the fact.
What's up, YouTube?
If you're on the podcast app, you don't see that I'm holding up to my two fingers
Victory.
in a peace sign or victory.
Victory.
Anyway, on this week's episode, we are, of course, going to go round the horn. We're going to talk about comic books we've been reading this week. We're going to talk about some news. We have a lot of it. It's a good week for news. We also are going to have a mini review of Titans Episode 1. Mini!
As in, Amy didn't see it, so I'm going to get excited.
Yeah, you can literally see my 3 comments.
There's one thumb up. There's only one.
And then our main topic for the evening, bring a villain to dinner.
Yummy.
Or 2, or 3, however many you really want to bring. I have 2.
We were staying specifically to comics, right?
2.5.
2.5. Is one of them a little person?
Is it Mix? Is it Mixie?
No.
Please tell me it's Mixie. Because I thought it was...
I'm not.
I thought it was Mixel.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Because he was one of the ones that was on my list, and I was like...
Or he's an anti-hero, maybe.
Because he would overstay.
I'm saying like one of yours, maybe like the half.
Oh, no.
You know what we should do? We should do the rest of the show, and then we can find out
we'll get there.
who they are. That's crazy.
Also, was it supposed to be all comic book? Because I also have interchangeable options.
No, not necessarily. I mean, we are a comic book podcast, and in theory, they're supposed to be comic book related. But I don't. If you have a good villain, I don't care. The point is,
villains everywhere.
Yay!
Yay!
So,
I'm a villain.
when Amy is reading comic books during the intro,
which I got from the great guys over at Austin Books and Comics. Hey, shout out to Ty and his team. You guys rock.
Was that huge place that was like...
The one that I sent you like 25
the one
videos?
that's like basically a freaking strip mall?
It is a strip mall,
That's
dude.
awesome.
It has like a gallery on one side, then it has the main store, then it has like just straight up like vintage toys and games, and there were people playing Magic, and then you could do demos of all the games, and then and there was a giant Dalek in there. And then in the last one, which was like a discount store, it was all like extra back issues and trades and stuff that were like half off, and
my kind of place.
it was like anything that got damaged by Diamond, you could still sell. Like you could still buy. It was super awesome.
Is that their rule or Diamond's rule?
That's their rule.
Yeah, I was about to say, because Diamond is always like, yeah, just destroy it. Sure, Diamond. Anyway, when we are getting back from festivals and comic book stores, and we are surrounded by comics and reading comics, and we have giant mushrooms.
We got in that shroom life.
That's new up there. That's really good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've been here a minute.
I haven't been here in a while.
Hasn't.
Yeah.
That's
It's
that's
been a
on
few
you.
weeks.
Do you know what? While he's perusing around your room, we should go.
Around the horn. Good segue.
You're welcome.
Where that moonshine at?
Yeah,
No.
gotta boast.
It's a good thing that
Aye, where
Steve's
the
in
boast
here because he'd be on it.
I know. I told him
beyond
to
that
be
bow
quiet
staff?
when the baby's
Ew.
asleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he rides the bow staff. And so the last week, what he did was he just got real close and he's just like, "Where them boys at? Where them Bo and Luke?" Yeah,
He did. He got very.
he got very up on the mic, up
do.
close and personal.
I do remember that. I was watching.
You were proud of you. Hey, so when we go around the horn, we talk about what comic books we've been reading. We go around the table in a circular fashion, except for the fact that we no longer have a circular table. It's not a thing.
I'm liking the hair. Wow.
Thanks.
I really wish the pod people could see this.
No, I used to be in a metal band. I'd whip it around. I'd whip my hair back and forth. I'd whip my hair back and forth. I'd whip my hair back and forth.
Rip his shirt off.
Yeah, I'd also rip my shirt off. So we read a topic of comics we've been reading. I read a couple things. I lied the last 2 weeks. The last
keep lying.
2 weeks. Why you always lying?
Because you're breaking my heart.
The last 2 weeks we did Venom.
Okay.
We did what do you call it?
Venom review?
Venom review.
And
We
Venom
talked about the movie and we talked about Venom 101, and I said I had caught up on the current Venom run. I was
didn't.
lying.
Of course you didn't.
I caught up this week though. I read
Okay.
Venom 4 through 7. Ryan Stegman, Danny Coates, they are doing some stuff. They're making Venom like,
Hardcore.
yeah, he has wings. He has bat wings now.
No, he's not hardcore unless he lives hardcore.
Yeah,
Is the Legend of the Rentway hardcore? I'm making subtle School of Rock
could he have
jokes.
made
Keep going.
wings before they just finally gave it to him?
Yeah, so basically what it is the idea is that his suit was never connected to the hive mind of the rest of them. And so since they're battling the god of the symbiotic the Clintar. They're battling the
Right,
god of the
the
Clintar.
Clintars, yeah.
He like connected to him for a minute, and it's kind of like a Borg, like reconnecting to the hive and then downloading information.
Okay.
So all of a sudden he's like, I can grow wings and I can make all these other weapons, and he has those just for a short period of time because then
Okay.
it gets burned out. But yeah, so he's just this awesome like super Venom for a little bit, doing these awesome things, and then I also read Exiles 6 through 9. So Exiles, written by Saladin Ahmed, is super cool because it's like when people are upset about what's canon and what's not canon, the Exiles, the whole point is that their team is literally, they're like out in the universe and just hanging out and picked from different universes, and they get to form together a team. So it's like one of them is like a chibi cute little Wolverine from like the chibi cute little Wolverine universe, but he has all of Wolverine's abilities, so he's like cute and adorable and he can track blood, and it's awesome.
It's
It's
like,
exactly. And then whenever he's like, oh, I woke up with red on my claws, it was jam, and I'm just like that's adorable. And then you have like a Miss Marvel from a universe where like it's war torn and she's just like this bitter old woman.
I'm okay with that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really well done. They're just traveling all over the universe.
they're all exiled.
And Trigger Liberal 26, no idea when it's coming out. We know it's going to happen though.
It's I was gonna say it's never coming, but apparently
No, they made more than enough money. It's actually one of the highest grossing superhero films in Russia, like ever. Apparently Russia watched it and they're like, this is not offensive to anything about our culture, anything about our government. Doesn't say anything about Putin. Play it. Even though I feel like Eddie Brock would have like been like going after like Russian anyway. So we have no idea when it's coming out, but it's happening because they made more than enough money. Manderson. Amy.
So this is the first time I did read comics.
That's what she said. That's also be a
Okay.
great. That would be a great
not even
podcast name.
I'm in the middle.
I did read comics.
The most recent thing. I'm in the middle of Plastic Man number 5,
Oh hey.
and they're like,
How's it suit?
finally, how's the suit?
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So
Bulging.
they finally revealed the Cabal that they now think is fake, but is really real, and it includes like Hugo Strange and
Oh yeah, they had a list, didn't they?
Yeah.
Of like all the people.
yeah,
And
Hugo
Vandal
Strange
Savage.
and Amazo's a part of it.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
And some like a bunch of random other baddies. And
This is
kinda
very much
funny.
like Plastic Man is very much in over his head.
Yeah,
He's always been over his head. He's
over his
Plastic
head.
Man.
But it doesn't like make any sense as far as like the canon is concerned.
But it's I mean it's
still good.
overall it's been a really interesting and fun run.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out where it falls in the timeline because it feels like it's way in the back past, but it's also like
You don't know
not.
where it is.
It feels like it's in like the 30s or 40s, and they're like,
Yeah.
get on your smartphone. You're like,
Oh, wait, what? It's a smartphone? Okay.
What? You know about social media gangsters from the 20s?
Yeah. So
Yeah, we do.
But it's super
Talking
entertaining.
to each other and taking pictures.
The main reason I can't remember
Nah.
what comics are in is because I've been spending a lot of time poring over D&D compendiums. So
You
Which I'm
nerd.
excited
because next
for.
week
Next week.
Dungeons and Dragons, Crusaders and
Wait,
Dragons.
Wait, he had a lead in.
Part 6.
that was it.
Is it part 6?
Rocking aggressively back and forth in your chair.
Yeah, because I'm really excited about it.
Wow.
That makes me go.
People are gonna die. I mean, anyway. So David, what did you? Oh,
I
you're
better
Amy.
look-
What did you
I
read?
better look and make sure I'm not dead
like,
again.
like secondary characters, everyone.
After tertiary characters. That's always what's going to happen with me, isn't it?
Yes.
I love you guys too. So, I actually got the chance because I was semi behind schedule, but we never received our second order of man-eaters from, last name's Kane. Chelsea Kane.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's out of Image. Yeah.
Oh,
Chelsea Kane.
Chelsea Kane, who's
Mockingbird.
yeah, and whose Vision was canceled, like 5 issues done but not printed.
Yeah. And,
That was a weird one.
so, yeah, Man-Eaters is... I love it. It's basically, it's coming out of Image. I finally got my hands on a copy. Thank you, Austin Books and Comics. I'm going to keep spouting because they were fantastic.
Fantastic.
Their place is massive.
Everything's
you know what?
bigger in Texas.
Yes. Well. Bear! Dude! What's up? Sorry, I know who that is.
I don't.
He's in LA. It's good.
It's
See?
B34R.
No, he's Bear.
I know, I get it.
He's the bear.
Like,
So
is he a bear?
his last name is Bear.
I know a bear. I know Jay Bear. His name is Jeremiah Bear.
I know that bear. I won't.
Not an actual bear. You're not a Russian bear. It's Bear. Your name's a lie.
He met Matt Mercer.
My last name isn't Bear.
Shh. Stop telling lies.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
He met Matt Mercer. Does that?
I don't think
met
you.
all the guys from Critical Role
I don't believe you.
at the Renaissance Fair.
If
That's
that's
that.
true,
Okay, that's probably
That-
true.
I
There's
wish
pictures.
I was Bear.
there's pictures.
I
So
believe it.
Man-Eaters #1 coming
She
out
has
of Image
pics.
Comics. Chelsea Kane. Yes, success. It is a. It's going to be a feminist comic. It's freaking fantastic.
I mean, she has the
Basically-
Mockingbird shirt that said, "Ask me about my feminist agenda."
So it is. Concept is basically when girls get their period, something in their DNA changes, and they become giant cats and kill people.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like Freud, who thought your uterus would detach and go up your spine and turn you into a witch.
Yeah, but this time we're giant freaking cats. And
I
we
like
destroy
that
our
one
families.
better.
So wait, is it?
Well, you destroy your families.
It's just during the special time.
Just in special time. Yes, your season of menses, dearest.
Manderson just called it a special time.
It is my. Do you know what a special time is? Every freaking day is a special time, dude.
Yeah, because it's all part of the menstrual cycle.
Yes. So,
All 30-something days.
see, special.
Ties in with the moon.
It does actually.
Werewolves.
Well, they're giant cats, but
No,
so
book, but in real
we're
life.
following. We're following. Her name's Maud, and her dad is a cop, and then the.
Is she a golden girl?
No,
That's not Maud. Never mind.
wrong one, but that was awesome.
Oh, so good.
So we're following Maud. She's our main character, and at this time there are special programs that all these teenage girls go into. The government is basically giving them hormonal treatment so they cannot have periods. So they will
Interesting.
suppress them from having.
Their periods, so
Yeah.
they don't transform into cats.
Yeah, but there's apparently, and they call it big cat sightings. And basically, there was some. Yes, it's every girl, dude. Every teenage girl.
Everyone with a uterus.
Pretty much. But so it seems to only be happening to teenage girls. So once they hit a certain age, then they don't have
And
to
they
get any more
stop being cats.
Yeah, they stop being cats.
Once they reach marrying age, is that what they're trying
Marrying
to
age was
communicate
technically
there?
14 to 15, so we don't know at this junction.
Yeah, no.
But so there's a government watch team that comes out, and they're called SCAT. And I keep thinking of Poop Scat, not Bebop or Bebop Scat or Shoe Cat Scat.
I love this.
Have you read this?
No,
Okay, I need
I
to
love
give you my
Chelsea
copy,
Kane.
dude.
I feel like I need to read this
It's
stuff.
fantastic because the end of our first issue leaves on a cliffhanger, as in Maud is explaining all these things, and they show you like somebody's been mauled, and then
Maud.
Maud didn't maul anybody.
Oh, well,
but we get to the end of it, and it's like they're showing all of these these teenage girls. The parents are throwing them in cars, and it's for your own good, and they're all shackled. And so it has girls can like some of the girls have like girls can change the world, and I'm a boss, and feminist AF, and they're sitting there shackled, going into a government facility to get hormone treatments. And it goes, but some slip through the crack, and it literally the last panel is like her sitting, and you see blood in her underwear, and she goes, "Oh shit." And that's the end of the first. Sorry.
Why don't they just lock them away like, what's that? What was that culture that would send them out into the sweat hut for the
you
week?
mean Judaism?
No.
You'd sit out in the tent in the desert until you were done on your menses.
That's one of them. No, there's Native Americans. They had a hut above the ground. It's featured actually in a Swamp Thing comic. Remember the girl who would turn into a werewolf?
Yeah.
So basically, all of you guys are afraid of menstrual blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would throw up. I would throw up a two-finger salute.
I'm afraid of most blood.
I would throw up a two-finger salute, but no, we're a family-rated show. I'll do a three-finger.
This is the Hardys.
Could we do this one? Does that count as a two-finger salute?
That's the one.
Oh, are you talking about the middle finger and the thumb? Oh, I never heard it called the two-finger salute.
No, because it would be one on each hand.
Got it.
See, I literally can do it down here.
I see it.
So anyway, if you guys are really excited about seeing like chicks that turn into giant cats and maul people, totally pick up Man-Eaters #1. The other one I'm literally just starting right now is Gamma. It's coming out of Dark Horse. It is, so far, it's something about some guy who believes in monsters. It's a little bit manga. It's a little bit like... a
little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Yes.
It's the Osmonds. Donnie and
I know who it is.
But so it's dealing with, I mean, like, look, design-wise, it's like a manga, but it's got monsters in it.
There's so many panels. I love comics that use a lot of panels.
This is like, I mean, look at the shenanigans.
I love the Mr. Miracle 9-panel Miracle, but that's beautiful.
Well, Darkseid is.
Yeah, he is.
Whew. But yeah, so I'm just starting that one, and then I also picked up Dazzler #1 because it was over there. They have so many comics.
Nice. Well, that's already 22 minutes in. We haven't got to the news. All right, anyway.
Yeah, do you know what? Nah.
What?
Do you know what else Dark Horse put out that connects to our friend It's Bear? The Critical Role Origins 6 issues, and they're doing another 6.
That's news to me.
This is good segue.
We have 2 for 2 on segues today, don't we?
Yeah. You can roll around on
But on top of that.
Fake news. Some of this is real. So, in news, Saturday, 8 p.m., this Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheCablesCrusaders, Manderson and Danderson.
My brother.
So, the Son of Mander and the brother...
Son of Dander?
The Son of Dander, yeah.
Ew.
He should get some
head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders.
He's got to be above the rest.
Danderson and Manderson are going to have the first episode of their new show, which is called Crossover. And I just keep wanting to do the theme from Crossfire, the 90s commercial. Oh, yeah. Crossfire, you got up in the crossfire. Anyway, and the kid disappears into hell. Yeah, with the metal balls. The game was awful. I did not play well at all.
It was like Beyblades.
It was so difficult.
On crack.
It was really cool, though.
It was not. It was terrible. I got it for Christmas one year.
Do you know anyway. From the 90s? This.
Yeah, there it is. So... Manderson and Danderson, 8 p.m. Saturday, they're going to have the show called Crossover. The idea behind Crossover is Manderson reads comic books. His brother, big-time sports fan, does sports radio, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. They're going to combine their two passions. He's going to tell him about comics. He's going to tell him about sports. They're going to cross over. Get it? Get it? Get it?
They're going to cross the streams?
You never cross the streams, but they're going to.
They're going to cross
It's going to be weird. So so Crossover. This channel, 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Be there.
Pacific time.
In other news, Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful Marvel.
Something about it's good.
Nope. They fired Chuck Wendig out of nowhere. Fired him from the Shadow of Vader comic that he was working on. Why? Chuck Wendig, who is a New York Times bestselling author, also extremely politically vocal on Twitter. And
that's the reason they did it.
That's the reason they did it. Basically similar to not similar to James Gunn. But he didn't make inappropriate jokes the way James Gunn did, and someone dug it up. But conservative trolls did basically go after Wendig. Because Wendig, would swear up a storm and go after people. He did not. He spoke his mind, never in an offensive way, but some people were offended. I wasn't offended by what he would say, but I'm also I'm a triggered liberal, like triggered liberal 26 in the chat room right now. So Chuck Wendig was fired over his political comments, which basically, my opinion, very bad move. Because even though a lot of Comicsgate people say that you can't be conservative and be a comics pro, that's not entirely true. Ethan Van Sciver for a really long time would espouse his conservative beliefs on Twitter and was totally fine. Still worked at DC. It's not that you can't be conservative. It just so happens that a lot of comic professionals are either liberal or don't tend to say what their political affiliations are, and that's totally fine either way. But Chuck Wendig did not deserve to be fired, if you ask me. Even though he was pretty vocal on Twitter, it was never attacking, it was never offensive, he never doxed anyone, he never did anything inappropriate, he never violated Twitter's terms of service.
So do you think people will start up a petition to get him his job back, or
Probably.
do you think he'll probably move back, like our next news story?
Good one. Yeah, you saw my note that says petition already started to bring it back. We'll just stop. That is for Iron Fist.
Exactly, Ruru.
Disney don't want to piss anyone off in the government before they get the Fox merger proof. That's actually, you know what? I'm not going to lie. You're probably right. So Iron Fist was canceled by Netflix, not canceled by Marvel. It was canceled by Netflix. There was a cryptic tweet from the Iron Fist Twitter that said immortal, and it was him with his glowing hands, basically suggesting that the character is not gone, just the series is canceled. And I'm okay with that because I like the idea of Iron Fist popping up in Luke Cage more often, doing Heroes for Hire. Not that it matters, my opinion.
Defenders.
Because, Defenders was canceled also. But I'm also...
pretend in my head.
Yeah, I'm still on halfway through season 1 of Punisher, so I don't even have any room to talk. I heard season 2 was much better. A lot of people enjoyed it much more. There is already a petition to bring the show back, which it's not gonna happen. Stop it. Petitions never really work online. There are physical petitions that can get electoral stuff happening, but they don't usually. I don't think Netflix is going to be like, 100,000 people really liked Iron Fist, ad revenue. And that's not going to happen. Anyway, speaking of people getting fired.
Yeah. Oh, who else got fired?
I'm just burning through this.
Okay.
Speaking of people who were fired, I should say, James Gunn. Okay. James Gunn, this was reported. It was multiple sources close to the project. It is now confirmed. It is now official that James Gunn will be writing Suicide Squad 2, which will apparently not be a sequel to Suicide Squad 1. So hopefully it's not called 2, because that would be weird.
It'll probably be something with a colon.
Yes. He is writing,
Everybody
and there's not... Everyone does. Unless it's been removed, then you have a bag. And an uncle, anyway. He lived a happy life. He just had a bag.
3 unnamed sources
at the end.
Yeah. So, but this was 3 unnamed sources close to the project said he was going to be writing it. Then that was confirmed. He is still not confirmed for directing it. A lot of people think they're going to tap him direct it.
You know they are.
Batista wants in. Batista's already said, "Cool, sign me up." And everyone's like, "Bane, make Batista Bane," which I think would be.
That'd be kind of.
I think it's fun.
Did I say that? I thought it at some point. I don't know if I threw it out.
That he would be a good Bane?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad 2, The Happening.
It's interesting. It's Bear liked Suicide Squad, but didn't like Iron Fist at all. Interesting. Not a common opinion. Not wrong, just not a common opinion.
Bear is a very unique bear.
Most bears are. Like bears eat beets, you know?
And
bears.
And they watch Battle.
Beets.
Battlestar
Galactica.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, you should.
How did you not see that coming? I make that joke all the time.
Today, late breaking news, there were two castings that were announced.
Shut the front door.
So
exciting.
Yeah, so for some of you, if you read the news on our website, I wrote an article a little while ago that the now I can't remember the network. There is a network that was tapped to produce an Alfred Pennyworth
Stars
series. I believe it's Stars.
It's either Stars or Showtime.
Like a prequel, like early, like back when he was in the military in the UK.
I'm gonna get Her Majesty's
MI6.
Royal Air Force.
Yes, sure.
Sure.
Both. So we do have our young Alfred Pennyworth for this upcoming season. Jack Bannon, no idea who he is. He's been in some stuff.
Steve's Where Are You When
And
We
then
Need You?
Ben Aldridge, don't know who he is. He's in a PTA meeting. That's actually where Steve's is.
Ben Aldridge? So it's kind of like Agent
Ben
Carter.
Aldridge was cast as Thomas Wayne. Yes, kind of like Agent Carter, but it's going to be probably
A
a little later, like 70s maybe?
I like Mia Peggy.
70s, 80s, I'd imagine. I don't know. I guess it really depends on when this Bruce Wayne is being born. So we got Thomas Wayne.
I'm guessing that kid, not that old guy.
I'm gonna assume so.
He's
definitely younger.
That's the Wayne.
Yeah, so that's who do you have? You have Ben Aldridge.
Yes, Wayne.
That's the Bruce Wayne, and that's the Pennyworth. So we'll see how it goes. Alfred Bond. There you go.
Oh, he's in Fury.
He was in Toast. I like Toast.
He was in this. He was in that. I still know who he is. Speaking of the DC universe,
You ever watched Fury?
Oh,
was it the tank one?
That's the tank one.
No,
I love this job.
nope.
Okay.
I like this job.
Me too.
I don't get paid. In other DC news, and on the Instagrams
And
today,
I saw this.
we saw that guy from Teen Wolf. Is he the Teen Wolf?
Yes.
The guy from Teen Wolf who's playing Superman in the CW universe. That guy.
The guy that was also the little kid in Made in Manhattan? Is that the same one? America's Teen Wolf? He was the Teen Wolf. Chat, help me out.
No, I think he's in the Teen Wolf TV show.
Yeah, the one that MTV made, right?
Sure. I don't know.
From Made in Manhattan is in with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah, the little kid that was in that, her son.
You know what you should do? You should Google it, because I have no idea.
Watch me whip and watch me nay-nay.
The power of the internet.
There you Google. Okay.
You don't watch MTV, Ruru? What, are you not a fan of music?
No.
I am a fan
we
of
watch
music.
Fuse. You watch Fuse.
It's funny
you don't
because
watch
MTV doesn't play music
you watch
anymore.
Fuse. You don't watch MTV.
I did a concert with one of the hosts from
VH1
Fuse.
still did music?
On
In the
occasion.
mornings, like they do like a block of like the top music videos, and it's kind of cool to see some music videos in some way are making a comeback. Regardless, first seen on Instagram today, I believe it was Grant Gus or was it Amel? One of them posted it and then one
I
of
think
them
it was
shared
Mel. He likes to post the things.
Okay. Tyler Hochilin.
Tyler Hochilin is we saw him in the black and silver.
Not him.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's not the kid from Maine.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that is Superman.
I know.
He is in the black and silver Death of Superman, Superman Lives costume when Superman came back with the beard.
But he doesn't have a beard.
He doesn't have the beard, but he has the black and silver.
I feel like it's not connected to the death of him at all.
Well, they're saying it's part of the Elseworlds. So is that like the crossover thing?
I think it's
it's going to be for December.
For sure.
So yeah, maybe he's from another universe where Superman died and then came back. The thing is, there he is. He has the cape. I don't like that he has the cape. I like the suit didn't have a cape.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why I think it's.
Might
Also,
be something
Bessie
else.
Yeah.
Could be.
Can we also talk about Amel has something that says Arrow costumes?
Wouldn't be hilarious if it's just a stealth suit.
Bruce in elementary school. Wow. Nick Jr. What? Spyro Fest. What is going on?
I'm down with that.
Yes, I think he would absorb more solar radiation if Superman shaved his head. Ruru, I like you. So basically, it could be all in black.
Well, but here's the thing: does if his hair absorbs solar radiation, then would he have more surface area on all of his hairs than he would have on his head?
It depends. Are we straightening his hair and making it longer so
I don't know,
that
does
he
that matter?
has he
Yeah,
has a
dark
chance?
colors also absorb more sunlight and heat and energy. So, Ruru, you're wrong.
Oh wow! I wasn't gonna go that far.
Oh, I'm not that brazen.
Wow.
Oh, why are you making eye contact now, boy?
And now he's like, science.
Ruru, he does not speak from his One Punch Man that got memory.
Basically. So in other
I like
unrelated but some related news, not related at all. So on Reddit,
It's comic book.
yeah, exactly, because we're a comic book podcast.
I did
On
not read
Reddit
this,
today,
though.
there was a possible scene-by-scene breakdown of the Avengers 4 trailer. So
I
Because
didn't
we're all
read this, so
purists,
I'm
none
pure.
of us read it or have any reactions.
I read it and I was freaking out because even if it,
Is that what you tried to post
Me too.
into our?
Steve shared it, he sent it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't. It was way too far up there, and I didn't read it.
It was like this.
Oh, so that's why Amy doesn't
See,
respond to
so
stuff.
it's
She
so
doesn't
long
read
and
the group text when we go
I
off
read
for
the group
hours with
text.
gifts.
Hey, I was on a plane.
I did have
That just-
51 notifications inside of 30 minutes.
84 for me.
We're ridiculous.
That's why we.
But there was, so it's on Reddit if you want to look it up. If it is real, it's awesome. If it's not real, somebody needs to give that person a job because they're a very talented writer. Yeah. With the possible title of Avengers Annihilation, which I'm down with because the Annihilation storyline is really good, but I don't think they're necessarily going to do that. But
Wait, like the full collection for Annihilation, or are we just talking like Infinity Wars? Like, how are we doing this? Because I remember Annihilation being like Guardians. and having a whole bunch of
Yeah, but
crossovers.
what's your question?
I don't know. I just wanted to ask it.
So Annihilation, because my statement was Annihilation's really good. So to your question, yes, all of them are really good.
Okay.
This scene by scene breakdown of the trailer sounded like nothing like any of the Annihilation books. It sounded like it was just Annihilation. They're just taking that idea.
They're taking the title and shaking it about.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And they're doing the hokey pokey, and they're turning all about.
That's what it's all about.
Across the pond,
Ayo.
in the DC universe, so what's his name? The Batman Who Laughs has his grim, evil Batman Punisher partner. He has now been named. He's named the Grim Knight, which I think is awesome.
Batman Who Laughs.
Batman with guns.
Yeah.
And
He's a very interesting character.
speaking of dark and grim, but not at all, we saw some set
sunshine and
photos,
beautiful.
from Spider-Man Far From Home, with a black costume and then the red and black costume. So the red and black looked very Superior Spider-Man, and not sure if it's because it's one of those things where it could also it could have little spots on it that we can't see, and they're going to completely change the color, or it's going to be metallic. We don't know. And there's also a black costume that looked like it could have been kind of like Spider-Man Noir, but that might be more like a stealth suit. We'll see. We don't know. And lastly, we're 36 minutes. Warner Brothers is
Warner Brothers is apparently reporting they're looking for a new Batman again.
You okay?
Yep.
Okay.
He's
sneezed.
sneezing at that
So
information.
Warner Brothers is reportedly looking for a new Batman again.
They're
Are they
just
doing
gonna
another
do
Batman
CGI.
animated series and Kevin Conroy's not available?
I have no idea. I don't even care anymore. Like it's
I
supposedly.
think Will Friedle would get another Terry. We can do another Batman Beyond, and I know
I don't even
Tom,
wanna see Batman.
Tom would be very happy with that.
Whatever.
On
If he's down in Hollywood, he should write it and make it happen, and he hasn't yet. So I'm disappointed.
Barry
in him.
says he'll play Batman.
Everyone could play Batman at this point.
Ruru could play Batman.
I don't think
CGI
I could play.
Ruru.
I could play Batman.
Everyone could play Batman. I don't. think.
I could be Batman.
Anyway, speaking of Batman, speaking of Batman,
Batman.
yeah, we're gonna do a quick mini review of Titans episode 1.
So brace yourself. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. Thank you for tuning into the Capeless Crusaders. We're about to spoil the heck out of something.
I mean, it came out on Friday. It's not.
I don't know.
Ruru said he's Chinese. The internet will flip all the tables. Technically, there's already a Chinese Superman. You're okay. Yeah,
liked him.
it's bare. It's out, but they're not doing streaming style where it's the whole season drops. They're actually doing television style where one episode comes out every week.
He didn't know. So spoilers. I'm helping the universe.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
I was thinking her.
I don't care.
Okay.
So
It was
Titans
great.
episode 1 came out.
You're underwhelmed.
It was fine. Here's what it was.
underwhelmed.
Here's what it was. I was interested enough to want to not binge, but maybe watch episode 2.
Maybe.
And then when episode 2 wasn't available at the end, I was like,
Nope.
yeah, I don't know if I'll go back and watch episode 2 now. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of interested.
Until.
That's fair.
No, I was just kind of interested.
Yeah, I think that's what I said in the group text. It's not bad. It's actually interesting, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good either.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but not disappointed that they're taking their time to develop the team and the
a
characters
lot
together.
Yeah. They all have except for Beast Boy, they're all connected already.
Yes.
But they're not necessarily near each other.
Right.
They're kind of coming
They're
together.
being drawn together, which in a lot of these shows, it's like at the end of the first episode, like, all right, the team's together, and then episode 2 is like, no, I'm going to figure out team dynamics. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a longer arc to get them together, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's how Cloak and Dagger, where they weren't like together until
Yeah.
really the very end.
Which was good.
And so I think if they do it well, it could make for a really interesting story, as opposed to just like, now you're all together. It's how are they going to be drawn together?
Right. To It's Bear's point, the Starfire look as bad as in the trailers. Starfire is really strange because it's this woman who basically wakes up in a car. Is she in Russia?
No.
She's somewhere in Europe though, right?
Yes.
She wakes up in a car and basically she doesn't she has amnesia, she doesn't remember who she is. But she's wearing the fluffy coat and the dress because she's it seems like maybe she's supposed to be like
Lady of the Night.
Not even maybe an escort, Lady of the Night.
Yeah.
Or just
I feel like whatever she was doing, that's the character
she was speaking German.
She was playing.
Thank you. Okay, so it was Germany.
Yeah, she was in Switzerland.
Yes. Oh, duh. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. No, I remember because I was like, oh, I love Switzerland. So yeah, it's almost like she was like dressed to be like on the arm of a gangster.
Yes.
Like this like German gangster kind of guy. He could have been French. He could have been Romani. I don't know. They speak a lot of languages in Switzerland. So it's like that. That's why she was dressed like that, and like the fur coat and the dress. So it and like she was like going through her bags and she had a bunch of those dresses, and it's kind of like that's who she was. She was supposed to like look good on his arm and also like look really over the top.
Yeah. I feel like it's not her final.
No, she already said she's going to get the costume later on in the season to make everyone shut up because everyone wouldn't shut up about it. The guy who's playing Grayson, he looks perfect to be a Robin. I don't believe him as a 20-something detective. Like, even though he's only 29, he's as old as I am, he looks a lot younger. It's not that he's a bad actor, but he doesn't look like he's old enough to be a detective who's already transferred from another department. Which he has. Like, all of his partners and stuff all look like accurate age, and then he just looks really, really young.
What if he didn't actually work
I don't think he did. I think Bruce Wayne pulled some strings and got him in there.
It happened. Even though he kind of like ditched Bruce.
He a fresh-faced puppy.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that he'll look young for a really long time, so he can be in his 30s and still be playing like a 20-something, and good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't look. Yeah, it's 89, the year of the quake. So
He
he's.
was Henry Turner in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And he was Jonas in The Giver.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he was in Maleficent
Prince
too.
Philip.
Yeah.
Maleficent.
So, and he, not that he was bad. He just looks really young.
He looks like Grayson though.
Yeah. He definitely he looked like he could be Robin. The F Batman thing.
Who's in the Blue Lagoon remake?
The F Batman line had a little bit more explanation because the idea was that he confronts these criminals and they all start looking for Batman because they're like, oh, it's just Robin. They start looking up for Batman and that upsets him, and they're like, oh, it's just a little birdie. And then he kicks,
tweet on the street.
Yeah, he beats them all up, and then at the end he's like, F Batman, like, I got this. So it wasn't like he is like angry at Batman, which he is at some point.
Yeah.
Chat.
Oh, the individual who's in an open relationship with half the podcast is in the chat, Antic Fire. He wasn't bad. The girl who was playing Raven was, she was just like freaking out, and then Beast Boy was just kind of a random little thing at the end.
Yeah,
naked.
like kind of a post-credit type.
Yeah,
feel
I kept
thing
saying
to
that he's going to be naked every time he moves.
Well, because he was transformed into a tiger. I think the way they're playing it up is he's one of those heroes that he's like Hulk. He has to have a suit that expands and contracts with him, otherwise he tears out of his clothes. Because he doesn't change his clothes, he changes himself. Yeah. So he turns into a tiger, and he transforms very slowly, like Animorph slow.
It was.
Ooh, really?
It was weird.
Like the cover Animorphs though, or like the TV show?
Like the TV show.
The TV show.
So it's probably going to take him. Beast Boy he looked the best. He was green. I think he's probably gonna have to like hone his power so he can transform faster. Just like Raven right now can't control her power. She's all over the place. Starfire doesn't. She got shot a bunch and then she's like
she's toasted.
Yeah, she melts all the dudes and she's like learning her abilities.
I saw that.
It was a very specific Power Rangers reference by It's Bear, even though he looks like one of the Power Rangers from Time Force. But yeah, so it wasn't like bad. Like as far as like the cops go, like it was actually kind of refreshing that it's taking place in Detroit and the majority of the detectives were black. Mm-hmm. Like he's like standing there like getting like the briefing, and it's like him and like one other white cop, and the rest are black, and it's like that's probably the way it is in Detroit. Thank you for not just being like, oh, the cops are white.
His partner being the other white cop.
Yeah. So.
Oh shoot.
It's Antic Fire's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And you smell like a monkey and you look like one too.
I wasn't go that far.
Happy birthday. Anyway.
Also, he's a senpai, so apparently he needed time for spankings.
Oh god. Okay, this chat room's already out of control. We haven't still haven't gotten to our main topic yet. So I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty violent. Like kind of like hyper violent. He did not kill anyone, even though it definitely seemed like he did. But he apparently just broke a lot of bones, and, stabbed some dudes, but did not actually break any. He didn't kill everyone.
Rubbed the face off of
one guy. Like rubbed his face
intense.
along the brick, and I'm like, okay, one. that was gross, but two,
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works when you rub your face along brick. Like, I don't think he's that strong to push that guy's face and rip the dude. Yeah, so he did stab 2 guys in the neck, Rue, but apparently, as like the showrunner said that he did not hit their like carotid arteries, like he did not kill them. They made it, and then he cuts the dude's face. He breaks the window, puts the dude's face down on the glass, and drags along and basically gives him like half a Joker scar.
Yeah,
it was pretty violent.
Yeah,
apparently Antiquire also wants other things that aren't as violent.
No, we're not doing anything sexy tonight. It's all gross and violent. They don't know how that works. They did. I think I thought the 2 dudes. I'm with Rue. I thought the guys he stabbed in the neck, I thought he killed them instantly. Apparently, he didn't. I don't know.
Air quotes.
I mean, people have been shot in the head and then, they've sat in a bathtub for 6 hours and lived. So, that's an oddly specific example. I know someone whose parent that happened to, and they're fine. So well, they're not fine, but they're alive. With that, hey, how about our main topic? Actually, how about this? Do you think people should keep watching it?
I think at least give the second episode a chance. I think it's I like that it's not that it didn't all drop at once. But that's because I get
I want to binge Jane
like
Flabbit.
so.
If it's good, I want to get on that boat and truck. If they had done 4 and been like, "Hey, we're going to give you the next 4 next month."
Actually, I would have been okay if they dropped a couple and then did weekly. I would have been okay with that to get me hooked.
It's the same thing that they do when they send us previews or advanced copies. They're like, "Do you like this book? Here's the first pull.
Exactly.
You should like this book."
Exactly.
Also, wow.
Okay, so we're gonna real fast. I'm gonna go back. It's Bear, not instantly, but if they live, they're hating themselves. Yeah, well, I mean that would be the Batman form of justice. You would hate yourself. And Antiquire is he needs his senpai to strip, and he don't swear him not drinking. So. Wow.
Happy birthday, buddy.
On to our main topic for the evening.
And you didn't even entertain that, Mandy.
Dinner with villains. So, this idea came from our own Amelia. The idea being that if you could have a dinner with some villains from anywhere, I mean, apparently Amy avoided comic books.
No, actually, the ones that are written down are comic books.
Oh, then what?
But also, I literally
you came up with some other ones.
Well, I had posed this to 11-year-olds. Starfire had no problems burning 4 dudes, and
yeah, no, obviously Starfire. Well, she doesn't even know what's happening. Like she snapped a dude's neck in the hotel room. She doesn't know what's going on. But Grayson, he was like, no, just bleed a lot. So the idea is that we pose the question. Everyone who give a couple villains, like that whole like old like if you could bring like 5 people living or dead, to dinner, like a couple of villains from comic books, pop culture, wherever.
Interesting.
Who you would bring? You could go outside of comics if you want to.
I got it.
Bye, Bear. I'll talk to you later, buddy. It's good to see you.
He said BRB. That means be right back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
BRB. Be right back.
Ringo. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Paul was on Friday.
Noctopus's garden in the shade. So who they are, and a couple other things like where it's happening, what are they bringing, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna start us off.
Oh, can I?
You want to go first?
I'm gonna do my half.
Notes.
Oh, you're gonna do half.
Notes.
And then we're gonna get my half is gonna be brace yourselves. Kanye West.
What?
Because he said Superman is his favorite superhero, and Kanye, how can you act like that and have Superman be somebody that you looked up to? Also, I would serve McDonald's because that's how little I think of Kanye West.
Wait, so I agree with
champagne.
You. I agree with you.
With champagne.
So wait, so you just want to bring him to dinner to scold him?
Yes,
he wants. So apparently that's the conversation.
That's
too.
why it's the half.
So
also,
okay.
he's a little.
I'm intrigued. Continue.
Okay.
Because we got
That's
the
as far as I got.
We've got the what you're bringing. What the conversation is going to be.
Oh, we're gonna talk about.
Is there a +1 that Kanye is allowed to bring?
He's probably gonna bring Trump. Let's be honest. They're best friends now, so
he's not gonna bring his wife. He's not
gonna bring Trump.
Where is this happening?
And it's going to happen. I don't know.
You want to have him meet you at a McDonald's?
Yeah, we're gonna just meet at
Depends
McDonald's.
which McDonald's.
And then as soon as it gets too weird, which is gonna be real fast, I'm out. So
3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
Cool. We're doing good sound wise.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get serious.
Let's get serious. Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
Dang, you're right.
I know.
Anyway,
I met Jim Cummings. He's wonderful.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck. Hi, Mikey.
Mike Oxshard, thank you for the follow. So, all right. So, who I would bring to dinner? First off,
Not Darkwing Duck.
I do the way I always do this is I do one who would be like, what's the word I'm looking for? He's like oh god, I'm just freaking I'm blanking on the word. What's the word?
I don't even know anymore. Fake Hulkbusters, distractions, and he's not. It's not.
I really can't remember the word.
All right. Anyway.
It's something about these people.
So it's like when something like when it like.
Something
whatever.
Like, start explaining it. We'll figure out the word.
So the idea is like it would be someone who it would make sense for them to come to a dinner, like the
It's the prerequisite, like that's part of their job.
No, hang on. I have to. There's a nickname. I can't remember what it is.
You're not a social pariah.
Anyway,
I
so
like
George
Rue's.
Lucas.
Rue's on top of this. Oh shoot, Rue.
I'm kind
You picked people based on a certain thing. Somebody that kind of has to be there for thingies. I don't know.
It's fit their aesthetic.
Is it their aesthetic? That would be.
No.
But that's not that. Do you want me to go?
No, I'm gonna go. Okay, so my first person would be
Social obligation. Yes.
Craven the Hunter,
He
because
makes me laugh.
Craven would, of course, he would have access to fine and unique meats to bring to dinner. So I would have a barbecue with Craven the Hunter. So I would do it probably here at my house, in the safe house. I have a nice backyard. I have a nice big grill.
The safe house ain't very safe anymore.
I mean,
Craven
already knows. He can smell us.
Craven hunts everything.
He can smell us from here. So I would have Craven the Hunter come. And I would have him bring some unique meats that he himself has hunted on his personal reserve. And then we would slap those on the grill. If he brought a couple kidneys that were, soaking in some red wine and we wanted to cook those, that would be fine.
You've got to soak them in milk first to get rid of the taste. Sorry, keep going.
Wouldn't the wine... Never mind.
And just bring out the tin. It depends upon the wine. If it's a red, it'll probably be okay.
Exactly. So he would know this. Because he's Craven the Hunter. So we would be barbecuing. We would be drinking definitely like a fine red wine, and he would be showing me his very large gun and that he used to hunt animals. Then Spider-Man. We would talk about his desire to hunt Spider-Man. His plus one would be his daughter, who would also talk about hunting Spider-Man. It'd become a very one-sided conversation. I would provide a dress code because I don't want them coming just in like animal furs. I would rather appreciate them coming like just t-shirt.
They're in a tank top, bro.
Yeah, just throw on some shorts, some jorts, jorts, tank top and jorts for both of them.
What the hell's jorts?
They're jean shorts.
Okay. It's like jeggings.
Yeah. And they both get along. The conversation is pretty tame, and neither of them overstay their welcome because
they're timely and they've got things to do.
Exactly. They have Spider-Man to go hunt. So it'd be a lovely, lovely meal. The other one who I would bring...
Oh, I thought we were going roundabout.
Oh, yeah, let's do roundabout. Amy, let's hear one of yours.
Yeah. So along the same lines, I got really picky, and I actually did know two guys. So this one is true to comics because I promised. So I would invite the Kingpin.
Oh.
Because along the same lines, we have the... it might be it would be business casual. It would be business casual.
No, he needs to come in a tank and jorts too. Everyone has to come in tanks and jorts.
That's you. You got to put that on your.
That's everyone's dress codes.
So I went with the Kingpin because let's be honest, I don't have to bring anything because I won't be allowed to bring anything.
Right.
It would probably end up being in his penthouse or a completely cleared out reserved restaurant.
Ooh.
Also having access to I'm basically eating at his discretion.
Yeah, you are.
Which is like I'm allowed to be there.
Stay away from the SUV.
Yeah, and the windows. And the forks and the knives. Basically, I'm allowed a plastic spoon within proximity of this man. So we're talking about wonderful access to a whole bunch of different product and variety. It's solely at his discretion upon what we're eating, which means that I will probably be eating something that I've never had before. Or if I had, it's going to be the best dang flippity flopping version of that. If his +1, assuming that she's not dead, would probably be Vanessa. And if not, the conversation would be like, so, how's Vanessa?
Oh, that'd be awkward.
But if it's not Vanessa, it's definitely bodyguards, because
Yeah.
they count as 1.
There you go.
And they always count as 1.
Always.
And
Even though
then
there's 12 of them.
there's always 12 of them. Dress code, I'm assuming will be business formal to black tie. Expectations, he is the kingpin.
Giant white suit
He's in the giant white suit.
with a purple ascot.
Exactly. And that nice shiny head of his.
Purple what?
Ascot.
Oh, I was hoping for the
The ascot.
gesture. Yeah.
That's sign for ascot.
No, you're welcome.
Ascot. The little one.
So, good job, buddy. We're doing ASL. Thanks, pod people. So, who doesn't get along? Probably if Vanessa's. Probably if
you two,
Vanessa's
if you say
dead.
something
If I
inappropriate.
say something about Vanessa, I'm out. I know that already. Hopefully, I will be going gradually down the elevator and not out the window.
Not defenestrated.
Yes, I'd like to say that. And the person who would he would not overstay his welcome. I can tell you this.
Yeah, he
He's
seems like he'd be very timely.
very
Yeah.
timely, very prompt, and I would probably be the person that gets either kicked out early or just taken away. Then that would be okay.
You're overstaying your welcome.
I always overstay my welcome. See, Doc knows.
I had to text them last week to get in my driveway.
We were having
know.
a great conversation, man.
It's fine.
That's why I said we should hang out outside the podcast.
Gross.
We did that was Silicon Valley Comic Con. You remember what happened? He got starstruck.
It's a lot of fun.
We had a great time.
had
Me
so
and
much fun.
Manderson had some wonderful conversations while you were napping.
I have the cutest pictures of you guys too. It makes
were-
me happy.
we were adorable.
So, Mandy,
We are.
who else was your not half?
Yeah.
My real choices. I'm gonna start with
Never to be seen again.
I'm gonna start with Loki. This would be my
Ooh.
That
first
was
choice.
actually my 11-year-old's choice. But I just kept making the joke that he would just be tricking you into eating things that you didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
or it'd be like Hook, where you
So,
have to imagine everything.
To be
Oh, I love
100% transparent. This pick came from my brother Danderson.
Danderson, who's going to be on
Who's gonna
crossover.
Danderson's picking the guy that got turned into a horse, and then the bad things happened to the horse.
He turned into a horse.
Yes,
He was
and-
not turned into a horse.
No,
he did it.
he turned
and then they
into a horse.
Then they had Sleipnir.
And then what happened to the pony?
Became Odin's prize steed. What were you talking about?
Okay, so anyway, I would arrange to have it held in Antarctica because he's son of the Jotunheim.
Frost giant,
Very
giant
nice.
predator.
Thinking about his
just to
company.
make
Catering to
him,
him.
feel welcome. He would probably bring some sort of wine or mead, and it would be poisoned.
Yeah.
Not to the point that it would kill me as the drinker,
Oh,
but
put you
like
in
to
pain.
hallucinate so that it would be entertaining for him.
And apparently that is all cheered up in
So yeah,
Would it be like one of those things where you'd have you'd carve out like an ice restaurant? You'd have like ice tables and ice chalices and stuff, and he'd be in like normal clothing, and
And
you'd
you'd
be
be in
like
the full
in like
parka?
and a parka.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes, that is the dress
actually
code
kinda
is
fun.
parkas.
not shorts and tanks.
Yes, parkas.
Hypothermia.
Parkas and parka pants.
What I would make sure that we served some lutefisk, because that seems like it's from
But
the part of the world where he was held in revere or hated.
Why would you feed him lutefisk? That stuff smells terrible.
Norway.
I'm out for an adventure.
Iceland.
You need to give that man a big side of something
And,
meaty and grapes.
And even though he brought some wine, I would also make sure that there was some honey mead there available.
Proper honey mead. Exactly.
Yes, proper honey mead. But it would not be poisoned because I want
you're
to have
a
a
good
good time. Yes, I'm a
I'm
good
just
host.
waiting for him to do one of those switches like in The Princess
I was
Bride.
about to say.
And what we would just talk about the greatest pranks ever pulled, or that
I was
we'd
waiting
seen
for something
pulled.
political.
Yeah,
How do you feel about your father?
And once that kind of petered out, I would ask him on his views of bringing peace to Earth, because he seems to have some pretty interesting views on how to do that.
Yeah.
And
First
then I
they
would
put
him and
Kanye
Kanye.
West.
brought it back.
We all knew it was Kanye. We knew it was gonna happen.
I think we'd get along okay, but he would definitely take off early because I feel like I wouldn't entertain him
No, long enough.
in a way that Thor entertains him.
He
So-
remembered his word.
I remembered my word. Craven would be the practical choice.
Okay.
Because he's the hunter.
You forgot practical.
Are you
Anyway.
practical?
And there would be, he would not.
He'll make you fall for 30
He
minutes.
would not
exactly.
bring a plus one
Continuous
because
falling.
he's too egotistical to bring somebody
No,
along
he would
with
bring
him.
himself.
He'd just like mirage himself into existence.
Yeah.
He would.
That's
and
fair.
then he would like leave him there when you get boring, and he would go off somewhere else, and he'd be like, I wonder what's in this closet. Oh, nope, don't want to go in that closet. Hi, Kanye.
Everything's
and
made of ice. Kanye's frozen.
Snuck in.
Kanye sneaks wherever Kanye wants his Kanye.
He's eating McDonald's.
And also, he would make you fall for 30 minutes, so I appreciate you doing that.
I've been falling for 30 minutes. Sorry. Okay.
So good. It was so good.
Back to you.
You want to hear mine?
You say
because it's funny because it actually ties into yours.
You want Thor?
Very well. No, Thor's not a villain.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Is it hella awesome?
No. Oh, close. No. My actual choice would be because he's been a villain more than he's been good. Is none other than the All-Father Odin.
You're very true. I was wondering if we were going to hit that button.
Because Odin, first off, I wouldn't have him here for a barbecue. No.
Oh,
we would
no.
wear tanks and jorts in Valhalla. We would go across the Rainbow Bridge.
You'd have all those Valkyries.
All the Valkyries.
You'd have the table full of warriors.
All the Asgardians.
Like, it is so shenanigans up in Valhalla.
So similar to the Kingpin, he's hosting. He's putting everything on.
He wouldn't be down here with that shenanigans.
I'm not bringing anything because I'm like, what do you want me to bring? And he's just like, verily. So I'm not bringing anything.
I don't know what that means. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, verily.
I bring like
Yay,
I bring like potato salad or like a dip, and he's just like,
and
wonderful.
He goes wonderful, and
he just,
takes
like,
it
eats
away.
It all.
And everything refills.
Yeah.
Refills. What does it refill?
So the conversation would be revelry. It would be talking about the beginnings of the universe and great battles. And really, I would go for the food because he would just have the best banquet hall and the best legs of lamb and giant turkey legs and eating whole boars
and elk and
whole
deer.
just massive.
Not to be confused with Odin's father boar, like an animal boar.
Yeah. Good
Very,
point. That would
very
be
nice to
weird
point
if
it
we
out.
were eating BOR, but we're eating BOAR.
Yeah.
The like I said, the dress code, tanks and jorts, just like with Craven, because I'm, and
I'm always wondering about the question, though. I do, because since this is a banquet hall and you are in Valhalla with the fallen warriors of everywhere, essentially. Are they like in cleaned up form, or are they still like in straight up like battle rattle? Like, who's got a giant arrow / spear sticking out of him? They're trying to reach over grab like a leg of they're all mutton, and they're just like, excuse me, ignore my giant arrow, like right here. Like, wiggle.
When the Valkyries lift them up, they pull up their spirits, and they're perfect. They're basically like.
So in other words, they're pretty.
Yeah, everyone's pretty. Everyone's gorgeous. Everyone's got wonderful hair. I bring beard balm brushes for everyone.
Oh.
We're all combing our beards. Go to beardbalmbrush.com. Get 15% off using the code KPLUS. I would bring my wife, just because she would be really upset if I got to go to Valhalla and she didn't and have this massive.
Dude, she'd hang out with all the
we got to
Valkyries,
bring plus ones.
We can bring plus ones. Well, so the idea is that I'm going to them, so I would be having the
You
plus
have
one.
to bring the
That's
plus one.
I
know I'm not allowed because the Kingpin wouldn't let me go.
Yeah, Kingpin. Yeah, Kingpin and Alan. I don't know. I mean,
let's be honest with this. If you had dinner with the Kingpin, you would probably end up dead.
we all
Do
would.
you know what? That's why Ruben says Amy goes in, she doesn't come out.
And who gets along? Everyone gets along, and then everyone doesn't get along because everyone gets really drunk, and then revelry happens,
fights.
and then everyone fights.
It's one of my favorite
and
parts.
I hold my own, and I stand on
And
top.
you're too stunned. By the way, this thing is massive.
Yeah.
Like, let's put in perspective of me.
Yeah, and then
This is the size of my face.
And then I'm using that, and hang on.
Oh, I was gonna drink that. And then it would be metal.
Smashing over everyone's heads.
Yeah.
No, it'd be wood. It'd be wood, and it'd be crush, and
And then everything gets tidied up, and everybody
we'd have
hugs.
drink cord, and then we do it again.
It's gonna be. Who was that? Was that Sherlock Holmes where they had the bare-fisted fight, and then he got up and hugged him? He's like, "I'll see you next week."
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, no, you're right. No,
Ooh.
he clapped everyone on the shoulder on the way out in the Sherlock Holmes one too. So everyone overstays their welcome because we're all there. We are warriors eternal in Valhalla, waiting until the Ragnarök. At the end of time, when Surtur the fire giant burns the world tree Yggdrasil, and the Jotun come across in Naglfar, which is a ship made from the nails of the dishonored dead.
And
it takes a very long time to make the boat.
That's a lot of dishonored folk.
But that means we have plenty of time to party.
Heck yes. And it starts up every day. And then, maybe at one of these you go to sleep, wake up, You know, maybe Manderson finally earns his place and can get in. But they need to go.
Loki tricks, gets you up there, sneaks you in.
Sneaks you in, and all we see you're like, Manderson! And all you see is the giant, like, puffy Parkham Manderson walking.
I'll be down with that.
Hi, guys.
I would definitely go by Son of Mander.
All right, Amy, you got another one?
Yeah, for entertainment purposes, which is comic book / cartoon based, I went with Livewire from Batman 92. She is one of the Gotham City Sirens.
Okay.
And so usually that team is Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Livewire. And they had a couple episodes where they were spotlighted. What kind of shoes were they eating when they came up with that ending? I don't know, but apparently they were good. She's voiced by Tank Girl. Yes! Isn't it Lori? Is it Lauren? I'm going to remember that. Livewire. Anyway, I liked Livewire. Where we're meeting up, we're going to probably end up meeting up at a bar. That's her jam. No. Not Trap Bar. That's actually really good, though. I kind of just want to let you keep doing that.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
And I'm assuming that she'll probably bring popcorn or whatever she feels like bringing. I'm not going to mess with her because she's awesome. I'd try to bring hamburgers, but Lord knows that might not go over so well. I don't know. Not a lot of people like hamburgers. It really depends. And then let's be honest. I'm
not American?
Even not Americans like hamburgers. Communists like hamburgers.
Even not Americans, you say.
I was in the UK. They love hamburgers.
So, let's be honest. I really just want to get the Gotham City Sirens around because then that party, like, that is the plus
That's
one.
the party.
That is the plus one.
Yeah.
You've got...
Solid.
Exactly. So you've got everybody kind of just being themselves. Harley's all over the place.
Being voiced by the chick from Bang Bang Theory.
The young lady who voiced her in Batman Ninja.
Oh, yeah?
So good.
Nice.
Like, I thought it was the original one. I looked it up.
It's not Arlene.
It's some Asian actress.
It's not Arlene Sorkin. So yeah, I basically want the Gotham City Sirens, but that's how I'm going to get my plus one in. I don't really know what our conversation would be because we're girls and we're just basically going to go into whatever, but I do make the dress code as my gloves and my boots will be rubber.
I was going to say you guys would
Smart.
would sync up your special time and all turn into cats.
If we do, we're going to just kill everybody. And she'll be an electrical cat, and then Ivy would be like a straight up like vine
like a Bulbasaur cat.
And then Bulbasaur cat. And then
I'm gonna make that a D&D
I don't even know what Harley would be at that point. She'd just be like crazy.
Cheshire cat.
Dude, you really thought about this.
I'm great at cats.
Apparently. Is that magical cats? Should I get you the face paint? We could go with this from Tigger. And then what is it? We basically would all get along because
I was about to say, would you all ever say you're welcome?
We'd all ever say you're welcome, but the other thing is we get along until somebody just gets really, really pissed off. Probably Livewire. And she goes away, and then I just become besties with Ivy and Harley, and then I leave all you guys.
That's fine.
We started with Livewire and ended with
the entirety of the Gotham City Sirens.
It's all about the Gotham City Sirens because basically when you invite one, you invite them all. Exactly.
Manderson.
Also, I'm going to think it's Lori something that's Tank Girl because I love her.
My second would be Two-Face.
What up to her? Hey! Ooh.
That could have been like the 2.5
Hi,
right there.
Drew.
Yeah, that could have been.
And we're going to
It's Lori Petty. Yes!
Make a dinner date at Two Harbors Dining and Restaurant on Catalina Island.
Thanks, Ruru.
You put some thought into this.
On this one, yeah.
Wait. Why are you taking Two-Face to Catalina Island?
Because there's a place called Two Harbors Dining. And
what if he's not feeling that? What if he flips the coin and goes, "You're taking me to In-N-Out"?
It's got the number.
Move your butt.
It's got the word 2 in it. It's fine.
That's not what he feels.
I'll find another place then.
I don't think he likes your decisions.
You brought an entire group of women when we were supposed to have one, so...
Hey.
He and along with this, he's going to bring a bottle of whiskey that has been aged in 2 different types of barrels.
Why are you going with this duality, bro? Why aren't you doing like the fire and ice?
Because it's Two-Face. Everything's 2s.
Yeah.
Is it T for 2 and 2 for T and me for you and you for me too?
Anyway, continuing. I'm going to serve baked spaghetti, which doesn't sound very 2-y, but you have to make the spaghetti and then you put it in a thing and you put cheese over it and you bake it so it's twice cooked.
Are you gonna have twice baked potatoes while you're there?
Mr. Freeze. That was my other.
Mr. Freeze to
that's the
froyo.
backup.
Can we
twice baked
talk
potatoes.
about that?
When it's his turn.
That's fantastic.
We're going to talk about the merits of the sequel.
Oh, golly
because it's
jeepers.
the second movie.
I like you're going to that pizza place with 2 guys and a girl because Two-Face is a Ryan Reynolds fan.
You put a lot of thought into the twos.
There's too
And
much in
plus ones, he's going to bring 2.
this.
It's going to be
it's gonna happen.
for the good side, Gilda Dent.
Okay.
For the bad side, Duella Dent,
Oh.
who's not related and has been in many comics portrayed as the daughter of Joker, the Riddler, and one other villain that I can't remember, but she be crazy, yo. So she's going to be for the bad side.
Kanye.
And yeah. We're all, for the men, 3-piece suits with ties for sure. The ladies, formal attire of some sorts. I'm sure Duella's will be not quite as formal as it's supposed to be.
It's going to be a tutu.
And Gilda and Duella are definitely not going to get along because they're like...
Turducken.
Yeah, they're
yes.
the opposite.
He prefers turducken.
So...
I love that. That actually works well.
And Duella's definitely overstaying her welcome because, well, that's just the kind of person she is.
She may duck out early. You don't know.
That's fair.
I think Manderson wins.
Manderson and his duality, his dance of duos.
Oh, great.
And as long as I don't get the bad side of the coin,
Yeah.
I'll survive the night.
Yeah.
You have a 50-50 chance of that.
Basically, you've like a wonderful night. At the end of the night, he's still like, well.
He goes, did I enjoy tonight? Nope.
All right.
Do you have anybody else, or do we have anybody silly that you wanted to bring up?
I have actually, I was trying to think of Galactus, but then he would just show up and eat the whole planet.
But that was okay. So I asked this question of my family, and we had this talk. The first person that was brought up by the eldest of my children, the shark bait, was Loki. And the reason that she picked Loki was because she thought it would be really fun to go play tricks on other people.
Okay.
So that was also, she thinks Tom Hiddleston is really awesome. Then we had
She's not wrong.
No, not. Then we had the second question, and I said, well, how about more comic-based instead of MCU? And she said Galactus. And I said, that's very interesting. Which one would you prefer? The Destroyer of Worlds or the Lifebringer? And she said, as long as I had enough acorns, it should be okay.
She went the Squirrel Girl route.
She went the Squirrel Girl route.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that. And then we also shifted down into Disney villains in which we would prefer to have. And I picked Captain Hook.
Nice.
Because Jess Hook. Also, I'm assuming we would be eating on the Jolly Roger.
Yeah, of course.
We would be whatever Smee, hopefully Bob Hoskins is okay at this junction.
Is Bob Hoskins still alive?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
At this junction, hence the Neverland reference.
You Catholic now?
We can have the deep talk.
I do it
What? I would not rather have George Lucas, man. It's going to be dusty wherever that man is. I don't know what he's going to be feeding me. Anyway, so I might not have to imagine that food. Ha 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 ha. And manners maketh man, so everything is proper. And
Scar Oogie Boogie.
Scar and Oogie Boogie.
There you go.
See, like, this is the funny part. So, conversation, I'm assuming he would go on and on about his hand missing. And then if he starts hearing ticking, everybody's overstayed their welcome, and it will be insane.
Yeah.
But
Good.
my plus one, I might just be an alarm clock just to see if I can get kicked off.
Oh, there you go. I was going to say Peter Pan. You're fine.
If I did, I'd be flying out of there in a hot minute, and then I'd be having imaginary food for dinner.
So here is the question.
We have a query.
Not a query.
Oh, I'm out of the frame. Sorry.
No, yeah. Here is the question. So obviously, if we all survived our dinners, we all had lovely times. Two-Face flipped the coin, and he's like, Manderson, let's do this again. And now you're in it for life, and until he kills you.
Every Thursday night, you have dinner.
Yeah.
You have dual dinners.
Kingpin.
Wouldn't it be on Tuesday?
I hate you. Kingpin really
Well,
likes.
Loki wouldn't take you on Thor's Day
Definitely
either.
would take
Yeah.
him on Thursday.
He might take you on Friday.
Yeah.
So Kingpin really likes your art connoisseurism.
He's entertained by my peppy optimism
Yeah.
and finds me entertaining
go.
and might want
Yeah.
to keep me as a pet.
Loki finds you interesting.
The Gotham City Sirens.
Gotham City Sirens think you're awesome.
Heck, dude, they always do.
They always do. And Craven really liked the way I grilled.
Craven loves your hair and
ostrich.
essence,
Bison. Oh.
Yeah, Bison too.
Yeah.
I'm down with all of it.
and he
Will the
appreciates
Beast.
how you were so kind to his daughter.
Everyone's like, hey, let's do this again sometime. And we're like, you know what?
We gonna have a party, bro.
We're going to have a party. We're going to have a banquet. So I get Odin to host.
Oh heck yes.
Because Odin's the only one who's going to have the space for all these people. So now what happens when Odin hosts a dinner with the three of us, Two-Face, Loki, Kingpin, the Gotham City Sirens, Kraven, Kraven's daughter, the other Dents, everyone else, Galactus. I would say that there's the who and the where. I don't think this would go well.
It would be entertaining because Loki would probably do something to either get out of it,
ruin it,
or he would ruin it on purpose.
So good.
The Sirens, depending upon, Harley would absolutely adore it.
They'd have a great time with the Valkyries.
Oh yeah, like we would just basically be off with the Valkyries.
Yeah,
like Brunhilde would be totally set with us.
Yeah.
We'd be great.
What would be the dress code?
Just
tanks and jorts.
Just wear your tanks and jorts.
Kingpin would be so upset with us.
Tanks and jorts.
Sleeves are dumb.
Exactly.
Sleeves are dumb.
Loki
Sleeves
just
are
like
dumb.
turns everyone into tank tops, no matter what they're wearing. Just all the dudes wearing.
I think Harvey and Kingpin.
They just turn into vests.
So I think Harvey and Kingpin would be the ones that have the biggest problem with the atmosphere. Kraven would be fine.
It's too much of a party for them.
Yeah. The Sirens would be fine. Loki would be fine. We would be fine.
Galactus would be cool eating planets nearby.
He could.
He's
He
chill.
could also continuously empty the banquet table and would keep refilling,
Yeah.
which means he could essentially, like, as long as we were fast enough, we could get to it.
gorge himself.
He would. Then his
That's
plus
the
one would
secret.
have to be the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, it would.
Everybody gets that herald. Hey. So what we're looking at is the problem of Loki disrupting the banquet, and then
Loki
the
would
All
poison everything.
the All Father kicking us all out.
Yeah.
It's not
Or
our fault. It's Loki's fault.
well, he's still gonna blame you because you brought him with,
That's
and you're part of the hosting squad. The other problem is you're ending up technically with two troublemakers because Harvey might find something about the situation and either one start the brawl, which would be really fun, but he wouldn't participate. He'd just be going shooting people.
Ruru says everyone would be turned into frogs. Accurate.
I'm okay with that.
But see, here's what would happen. Okay? We would all overstay our welcome.
I know Kingpin would make best friends with Odin.
Yeah. This party would go on for eons. For a millennia. We would forget about our families and friends. We would be hanging out in Asgard, just partying it up.
No, your wife would be there too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, we'd do whatever. I don't know. Then, suddenly, we would hear Heimdall.
Oh,
Heimdall blowing the Jallarhorn. The Jallarhorn, which signals the Ragnarök. So he'll be...
that was pretty close. There you go, better.
And suddenly, Naglfar would arrive upon our shores, Midgard already in flames, the Rainbow Bridge would be broken, and we would engage in the Ragnarök. We would do it at the... I just forgot the name of the gates of Valhalla. Valgrind. We would do battle at the Valgrind. The World Tree Yggdrasil would, of course, be burned by Surtur, the fire giant. What's his name?
Basically, you're just waiting for Ragnarok to show up, so we all die.
We would all just party it up, but then the universe would be restarted and everything would be fine.
But see, this is the other thing that I'm looking at. So Kingpin would work his way in with the Allfather and get in sweet,
And then die.
and then he would remember him, but he would die.
Everyone die.
Yeah, everyone dies.
Everyone.
The Sirens would just be all for that jam because Ivy would be like, "You killed the tree!" Like, she'd straight up lose it. And then Livewire and Harley would just be having a blast. So basically, the only problem that I see with this is Manderson brings the people that bring the trouble. Oh, not with eyebrows. Now
so
with the added Mandy brows.
What really happens?
Oh, gosh.
Because what you don't know, and this is now funny to me,
You know there's a Zemeckis cube in your pocket?
As at Anderson family gatherings, when the Son of Mander gathers with the rest of the other family members, I always instigate something with my brothers. And then I back away and watch the crazy happen. So Loki and I actually plan a disruption. We back away, watch it all happen, and then at the end we come in and we have a plan to rectify everything. And it ends in peace with a lovely
I think
dessert.
It ends with somebody turning into a frog and or another horse to be siring a horse.
Do you want me to follow your train of thought with Norse mythology?
Sure.
Tell me exactly what happens, please.
Exactly what happens. So, there is a god, he is a blind archer. Loki tricks him into firing an arrow of holly, which is deadly to... no, not holly. Is it holly? What are Christmas trees made out of?
Well, it depends on which type.
Maybe it is holly. A branch of holly,
yeah.
and it kills Balder, the god of light. Balder, since he does not die in an honorable fashion, is sent to hell.
Okay.
H-E-L, 1L.
Right.
H-E-1 hockey stick. And there he resides until the Ragnarök. And at the end of time, hell is empty. All the dishonorable dead, all the giants, everyone goes out to battle in Valhalla, except Balder. So Balder, at the end of time, at the end of the Ragnarök, the cycle, he becomes the new Allfather. And he restarts the universe, starting the cycle over. Which means that even though the end of the universe happens, because Loki tricked the blind archer into shooting Balder, killing him dishonorably and leaving him in hell, even though he's tortured for millennia and no one can get him out, he's able to restart the universe. Thus, Loki is not in fact evil, he is in fact chaos incarnate. He is balance. So yes.
Chaotic neutral?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway.
Also, no, that's Hela. Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. Anyway, that's about going to wrap it up for this week's episode. That is our
If you guys appreciated our dinners with our multiple villains, please drop us a message on the Instagrams, on our
Tweeters,
the
Facebook,
on the Book of Faces,
Ragnarök, and
if you want to hear more mythos with the great docs.
I'm gonna start a mythology podcast. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the people in the chat kicking it. And we never got to do Mr. Freeze Froyo for dessert. Thanks, Drew. So this has been the Cableless Crusaders. My name is, of course, David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms. Manderson wearing a flash shirt. He's just going to flashpoint and reboot everything. There you go. That's a Loki style move.
That's how the dinner ends.
You are
Manderson at Son of Mander on Instagram and Twitter, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys Saturday, 8 p.m. Same Crusader time. Different Crusader day, but same Crusader channel.
Network.
They're going to talk comics and sports.
And I look forward to introducing my brother to you.
Danderson.
Words are hard. Anyway, tossing it over the bushy hair.
Yep.
The bushy hair.
The beautiful locks.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's his gold. It's not really golden locks. This is Amy. You can find me at IJNewRobot on all the social medias because currently I am still on them. For the next couple of days, you'll probably just see a whole bunch of videos that have really, really loud audio because I enjoyed. Yeah, that was a hiccup. I enjoyed Austin a little too much. That fest was awesome.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was so sunburned. Do you know what wasn't sunburned?
Texas.
What?
Tom down in LA who's tall, dark, ugly on everything.
Anthony Steves, the Azorian one, at a PTA meeting.
And in a car accident.
Yeah, but he was in the PTA meeting. Is more important.
It's his favorite season.
To our sponsors, Beard Balm Brush. Use the code CAPELESS, get 15% off, beardbalmbrush.com. Empire's Comics, our home away from home. Get yourself some comic books, get some hot sauce, so on and so forth. Next week, we'll have another sponsor, the Critical Dice, where you can go use the code CAPELESS, get 15% off, get yourself some dice, because we are going to be playing some D&D. Crusaders and Dragons, I think it's part 6.
I thought it was
part 7.
Part 7.
We're going to be in part 7.
I got some surprises.
We're going to play D&D next week. Come hang out.
Happy birthday to Antic Fire.
Happy birthday to Antic Fire. Thank you for hanging out.
And Rue all with them crazy donuts.
If you're in the Twitch chat, thanks for hanging out. Drop a follow. Use your Twitch Prime on us if you like. Throw us some bits. Do whatever you like. Or you can go on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
We super love you guys. You're fantastic.
You are. And if you're in the Apple Podcast app or Stitcher or Overcast or any of those, you can subscribe to us. You can give us a 5-star review. That would be lovely. We would love it forever. So, for the Capeless Crusaders, make sure you vet your dinner guests before you have them over, just in case one of them flips a coin and kills you. We are the Capeless Crusaders. Good night.
Bye.